Yo, what's up YouTube? So today I'm going to be explaining to you how you should be playing out your first games inside of Cash Cups. And this is a new video and a new series I plan on making called Pilkey's Masterclass. So it's basically just all of my knowledge on a lot of the different situations inside of the game. Like how you should be rotating, how you should be playing out certain games, how you should be fighting, and just everything across the board. So as always, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. But let's get into it. So inside of your first game, you want to make sure you're getting a lot of kills, so you're setting yourself up good for the rest of the tournament, and you're not having to play catch up. And the way you do this is not by just simply landing tilted and W keying around. It's by strategically playing the early, to where you set yourself up to where you can W key through mid and even late game, because you're not going to have moving zones in your first game 99% of the time. So me and my teammate, you can see we're landing covert here. I land on mountain. I get him to land the top vent, and we make sure we're completely safe. Like, look at this. Even though it's a 1v2 situation here, we're making sure that we're chilling. He says he needs shields. I end up giving him 75 shields. I run over here to get this pistol to make sure we do everything we can to guarantee us this win here. But overall, we are playing through covert. It has the most loot in the entire game, and it's not very contested game one because people would rather land places like tilted and get W key games in where they land on W key. The early game has the most RNG because you don't know what gun you're going to land on. You don't know if you're going to have a better drop than the other person landing there. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure you're playing your early game as safe as possible, getting the best loot possible to set yourself up for the mid and the late game. So me and my teammate here, we got a little more loot, and these guys have been wanting to fight us at covert for a while, and we've been dodging the fight. So we're finally ready to fight after we get a little more loot. See, I got a purple pump, heals, max HP, and you always want to play the fight slow. And again, if you play them slow, you have a lot more safety behind it. So at any moment right now, if this fight goes south, so if I were to get knocked, if he were to get knocked, or if we were to get beamed to 0 HP, we can simply run back to the air vent and hide under it. So we're playing extremely safe to where the worst case scenario is we just have to retreat. I end up fucking shitting on those kids, and now we have all of covert to get looted up, and we're perfectly set for late game. And it's not like we're landing completely safe and not fighting anybody. We're still getting a decent amount of kills, leaving the early game. So after we get the vault loot, we end up going into our mid game completely stacked. I have 2 golden SMGs with a decent amount of ammo, so I can just let loose. Now with these golden SMGs, I just want to keep applying pressure non-stop. So that's exactly what I do. You notice I don't jump in there because with this good of loot, with this much ammo, and with this much heals, the only thing I have to do is not get into their box and throw the game. As you can see here, I almost get boxed up. I played extremely safe by moving back. I end up getting a little bit pieced here. He has my wall. Again, I just disengage from the situation. I get another really good beam. And overall, this fight isn't too good because at the end of the day, I'm in the zone with no white heals. So at any moment here, I could get like beamed and I could be fucked. And I can't really draw this fight out and play it slow with my SMG due to me not having white HP. So what I do is immediately whenever I hear my teammate Comic say that he managed to take down his person, I just try and stall as hard as possible. And with the loot we have, we play it how we should, and we end up surviving through that mid-game fight. So in your mid-game, you're going to want to be taking almost every fight you possibly can, as long as it's a decent amount smart, because you're in your first lobby. You're going to be better than 99% of the people inside of this lobby. Going into late game, however, you got to be a lot more careful, and you got to pick your fights, you know, a lot smarter. You can't just jump into anybody's boxes. So going into late game, in this specific scenario, I know I have better loot, and I am better than everybody I'm going to go against. So that means the only thing I have to do is not sell. So you're going to see in almost every single one of these fights, I'm doing my hardest not to jump in a box. My teammate, he manages to mess up, and he actually ends up getting jumped in on. He's not playing safe enough, and he ends up dying here. But as you can see me, I'm making sure not to jump into anybody's boxes. I end up getting a full piece on this guy right here. My teammate goes down, and immediately I know I have to get this kill. It is better to take 2 1v1s in a row than a single 1v2. So I get that knock right there. His teammate rolls up. I end up killing him pretty easily. Again, this is your first lobby. None of these people are going to be good. And whenever you have as many advantages as me, whenever it comes to good loot, good heals, and good mats, and I'm better than everybody in the lobby, you just got to be patient Make sure you're not jumping into their boxes brainlessly, and you will come out with the win. So going into the late game, I noticed a team at the side of the zone that is just hiding from me. So I try and get a separate angle for my teammate to open up more angles that we can see, and I'm getting a nice 150 beam on him. And if you notice this whole fight, the one thing I'm not doing is jumping in. I just hit somebody for 170, and I'm not jumping in. I'm even breaking sprinklers just to make sure they're not going to be able to get shielded. Now, as you can see right there, I don't jump in. Right here, I'm trying to pressure into his box because I know his teammate is on comic, which is my teammate. So we end up getting that knock, and from this point, I'm just making sure I'm not, like, gonna land up in an enemy's box. That's just all I'm doing at this point. I end up getting a nice shot on him, and at this point, the dude just runs in his zone. He tries not letting us get the kill, which it doesn't work out because I just hit him for 40. But as you can see, I'm consistently playing to my advantages. I have more mats, more ammo, more heals, and I'm better than them. There is no reason for me to take a 50-50 inside of a box with two of them. So we are trying to go up this hill, and my teammate starts getting pressured by these people. So I end up going up to apply pressure. I end up getting a free kill on one of them. But again, as you can see, my teammate is pressuring from one side. I get a full piece from the other side, and I managed to secure an easy kill. We then get jumped in on, and the first thing I do is make sure that I'm safe. I end up letting him come through. I one pump the fuck out of him. I'm just crazy like that. But again, I'm not that crazy of a player. I don't have crazy mechanics, and in this game, I didn't even have crazy aim. My aim was bad in this game because I've just changed my sensitivity. However, I'm still consistently winning and surviving because I play safely. I am not jumping into boxes. I am constantly SMG spraying. So this is how you should be playing your first games. You shouldn't be full piecing. You shouldn't be playing solo. You should be playing strategically. And you can still get high kills if you're not just brainlessly jumping into boxes and landing tilted. As you can see, we end up dropping a 24 kill win. And we're not landing tilted. We're not hot dropping. We're not jumping into every single box. So overall, you should be doing like a checklist of 5 things in your first game. Landing safe off spawn. Getting good loot going into mid and late game. W-keying strategically. Whenever you're in those fights, play passively. Make sure you survive. If you can make sure you survive, you're not jumping in boxes, you can win that fight. And then finally, don't split up with your teammate. Don't get too aggressive. Don't lose your head. Just chill. But overall, that's my video. That's my first Pilkey Masterclass video, I guess you could say. I'm not gonna lie. As you can see, we got 30th after our first game, which if we're getting 3 kills going into 40 people left, and we come out with like 24, you know you're doing something right. And not one point did I get close to dying. Not one point in that whole game did I drop under like 100 HP. So again, you gotta make sure you're playing safe. And yeah, that was my first video on the Pilkey's Masterclass. Again, this is something completely new. It's a new series I'm hoping on making, or I am making. So you know, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be making a lot of these on like how to rotate late game, how to rotate out of your drop spot, the checklist and drop spot, literally everything the game could possibly have. I'm gonna be making a video on it. So as always, if you liked the video, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed.